Hey everyone, welcome to Live from the Zen Den. It's been a minute. I think this is episode 29. And it's been a while, probably. It's probably been a year even, maybe, since I've done a Live from Zen Den video. So thanks for tuning in. I did a really great reading this morning just for the collective consciousness. We're all connected. We're all connected through our consciousness. We're all one. And, I know there's like a lot of questions and confusion and just people needing clarity in the world. Always, but especially right now, and just the present state of the world. So I just felt called to do kind of another world reading, like I have done in the past. There's been so many changes and just fear, and I just I do these in hopes that people can just feel more calm and inspired and hopeful. So I hope you gain that from this reading. So let's get right into it. I'm Jessie, by the way, in case you're just tuning in for the first time. And I do these readings a lot, but I took a break for a while. Things just started to get really busy in life, and I'm just trying to slow back down a little bit, and just remember what I'm here for. So I did the Russian Gypsy deck, which is, if some of you are tuning in for the first time, I have a whole bunch of different types of oracle decks that I kind of cycle through. I've actually gotten some new ones, so I'll have to do another reading sometime with some of those. But I felt really called. I just woke up this morning feeling like I needed to do a reading from the Russian Gypsy deck. I was called to do it. There's just things that needed to be seen here. So yeah, I choose a deck, or it chooses me, and I kind of just go over the findings with you guys. So this is the Russian Gypsy Oracle deck, and it is, you do a full spread with this. So basically, I'm gonna flip the camera and hope that I'm getting it. Yeah, there's the whole spread. So as you can see, got it? As you can see, it's basically each card has a half of an image on it. And, you focus and meditate on the cards with your question prior to doing your reading. Basically just your intention. And then you shuffle them, you clear out the old energy, you shuffle them. Sorry, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that. But anyways, so yeah, you focus on the cards with your intention as you're shuffling them, and then you lay them out in rows of 5 for this deck. And basically, as you're laying them out, if you get any pictures that match on any card that's next to another card, then you flip them so that they're connected, and that is the image that you will read. So, and you lay out every single card, as opposed to the other decks where they have spreads where maybe you only have so many cards laid out. So yeah, that's what this is. We laid all of them out, made some matches, and this is kind of, I just kind of made some notes on each image and what it means. So let me find where my notes start. All right, so I just kind of had the focus and intention on just, is the world gonna get better collectively? And you can take, these are just my interpretations. I'm gonna explain to you what the card means, and you can take it whatever way you want to take it, you know, however it refers to you. This is just a generalization. So the first image that we got is the horseshoe. There it is. I wish I could flip my phone easier, but I can't. So the horseshoe, and it's in position 4, which is basically totally reversed. So basically what the horseshoe is saying is, you'll walk by happiness without noticing it. Basically when you get this card in a reading, you just want to pay attention to the things that are around you that you might not notice, that might not be seen, I guess. You know, if you're so focused on one thing, you're not seeing everything else that's around you. So this card is just saying, you know, it's saying open your eyes. It's easy for us to get consumed in just one thing and not see the big picture of things. You know, we get so tied to our beliefs and our ideas, you know, that we're not even willing to be open to listen to anything that's different. And if you listen, you know, having healthy conversations about our differences, like, you don't have to be convinced to believe or feel what another person feels or thinks, but you can learn something more about them, and, you know, maybe even something about yourself as well. So, you know, we all, like, our goal, I think the collective goal is happiness, to have a happy life, but we give in so easily to fear. We let fear lead us, and that's just not healthy. It's toxic. It's toxic to ourselves. It's toxic to the world. You know, we create what we project. So when we're projecting fear, like, that's what we're creating, and it's just never ending. And we're only being seen when we're in that state of fear. Then we're only seeing what we're led to believe, what we're led to see, what's being shown to us, and we'll resist anything else. And that's totally what's happening right now. It's totally what's happening right now. You know, people they're being fed a certain agenda, and it's creating a feeling of fear within them, and they are only looking to that agenda. And if anybody challenges that agenda, people are getting angry, and reacting, like, really horribly and just stubbornly, because they've already made an agreement with themselves that they believe the fear agenda. But if we, you know, turn off the TV and set yourself free, you know, it's, to quote Nako in Medicine for the People lyric, there's no medicine on the television, so turn it off and turn yourself around. You know, it's what the media has become, and I'm not trying to make this has nothing to do with politics. I am somebody who is beyond politics. It's not about left or right. That's just not, it's all the same. So, this is about just not feeding into what media has become, and it's become a show and just a battle for ratings. So just remember that when, you know, with everything that's coming out of your TV, you know, turn it off and go for a walk in nature. Do something that makes you happy. Free your mind. You know, you have freedom of mind. You don't have to believe what you're fed. So, you know, and whatever you believe, whatever you choose to believe in, you shouldn't be shamed for that. You shouldn't be self-righteous about it. There's a lot of people out there who are really self-righteous, and just because you believe something to be true doesn't mean that it is, and you have to remember that. You don't know the absolute truth. None of us do. So, people shouldn't stop shaming each other for your choices, for your beliefs, for other people's beliefs. Like, you don't want people to shame you for what you feel and think and believe, and you shouldn't shame them or do those things to them either. You treat people how you want to be treated, and that goes for every side. I'm not going to say both sides, because most of us know that there are way more than two sides. We're only led to believe that there's this or that. But that's not true. There's a whole lot of gray, and there's a whole lot of different beliefs. So that goes for everyone on all sides. Like, just love each other and respect each other and learn something from each other. That's the best thing you can do. So the next match we got is the clover, I believe. That's the next one. Can you guys see? I don't know where it is on there, but hopefully you can see it. But yeah, so the clover is so the horseshoe represents basically like luck and success. Yeah, so, and it's a middle influence card. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning. There's each image represents like whether if it's immediate, which is something that could have just happened or could be about to happen or come into your space. Short is within the next few weeks. Middle is maybe like 2 to 4, 3 to 6 months, and then there's life cards that could span like your entire life. So the horseshoe one was a middle influence. So this is, this is within the next couple months. Just pay attention to the bigger picture. As everything's changing in the world, we have to be more compassionate with each other and respect our differences, our difference in thought and belief and everything. So just be more compassionate, be more open, listen. Less talking, more listening. So the clover is another middle influence. There was a lot of middle influence cards I noticed in this reading, or images in this reading, which means, that I think these things are coming into fruition within like 3 to 6 months, probably 2 to 4, 3 to 6 months. So the clover is another card that represents luck, and I feel like that was like a kind of a common theme. It's just good fortune, so good things coming. But this generally, the card or the image generally refers to like your immediate surroundings. So we got it in position 3. Which says or means that there's going to be sorrow for a short time, for a short duration or short time, but you'll have a satisfactory outcome, basically. So, there's going to be sorrow, and I think we're dealing with that. That's something that we're collectively dealing with right now, is just the sorrow that we feel just for the world, for the earth. I mean, there's just so much going on. So, right now your luck might seem down, but soon things are going to turn around. That's basically what this image is telling you when it comes up. There's going to be a positive solution that's going to develop. So, hopefully out of all of this that's happening, there, like, something that is, deemed as a positive feeling or outcome will result from this. Whatever that might be, and it might not be what you think it is, but, hopefully collectively it will be a positive, or this card is saying that it will. Collectively, there's going to be a positive outcome stemming from this sorrow that we're having to endure right now. The best thing to do is just listen again. Listen closely. Take a breath. Sometimes it really, really helps to just stop and take a breath. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stressed, you just feeling chaotic inside, just tell yourself, talk to yourself. It's so important to have a relationship with yourself so that you can notice those things and stop yourself and just breathe. Focus on your life force. Rethink your position. Make a fresh start. You can align yourself with the right people, the right situations. Like, take this time to be kind of lining yourself up for when those things do turn around, to be on the path that you're meant to be on. Listen to your gut. Always listen to your gut instincts. Those are your hunches. That means something. That's your intuition. It's just something that you feel, and you have to listen to that. Listen to your true inner self, not the outside influences. It's always, so important. You hear people say, go within. You've heard me say it so many times, to just how important it is to go within, build a relationship with yourself, know who your true, authentic self is at the soul level. If you believe, as I do, that the soul is housed inside the body and the body is a vessel, then, you can connect with that being inside of you. That divine, that's the connection to divinity, basically, in my opinion. Examine all possibilities of situations, not just what you already believe to be true, or something, not just what you already agree with. A lot of us get our information based on our own biases, and we're not getting all the facts when we do that. Just because you don't believe something doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't mean you need to make fun of it because you don't believe in it. There are a lot of truths and there are a lot of untruths in this world. But just be open to learning other truths that may not be yours, that just helps you be more well-rounded as a person. You don't have to believe it. Maybe you will, though. Maybe you'll learn something new and different or learn about something in a different way that helps you understand it. But yeah, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. That's your choice. We have choice. That's all we have control over, and that should not be taken from us, is our freedom of choice. Take a chance and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Know yourself, so that you're not influenced by other people, what other people are telling you, what other people are doing. You don't have to let yourself be influenced about that. There's no one size fits all. We're all different. We're all unique, but yet we're all collectively and consciously connected. But we all have our own story and our own path and purpose here. So listen to yourself and figure out what that is, and just start to believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you believe in God. Another Nako lyric, like, if I want to love God, I must love myself. If I want to know God, I must know myself. You are God. You're divine, and you can figure out who that is if you just take the time to just, even if it's just a few minutes a day, to just reflect and go within. Close your eyes. Just breathe. And remember that without pain, there's no learning. If you wouldn't, that you wouldn't know pain if you didn't know pleasure. You wouldn't know love if you didn't know hate. There's no, no pain, no gain. I guess that's the saying, right? Like, everything isn't going to be perfect all the time, but sometimes we have to endure that pain, to grow. So, and to learn. So it's necessary, and you'll get through it. So the next image is bread. Also a middle influence card. Somewhere around there. Middle influence card. Bread. So bread represents, the image of bread represents happiness. It's, so basically your life and home are lucky. You're prosperous and content. So this, again, these images, this one specifically as well is a middle influence. So it's around 3 to 6 months, 2 to 4 months or 3 to 6 months. Something around then. So this is something that's like coming. Your life and home are prosperous. You're happy, you're prosperous, you're content, life is good. That's what's coming to you if you just are open to receive it. We got it in position 4, which again is the reverse position. And it's just reminding us that having received something yourself, that you don't forget those surrounding you. So just a reminder to be generous with your fortune. We're all connected. We're all, like I said earlier, we're all collectively connected, by the divine, by the source. It's in all of us, and that connects us always. Give of yourself what you are able to and what you have space for. By doing this, we create a positive cycle that will continue infinitely. When you're putting those things out there, you're gonna receive them back, and it's just forever. When you bring happiness and good to all who are connected or concerned, then they'll begin these cycles with other people, and then those people with other people, and so on and so on. And do you see how we're all connected, like the blanket? We're all connected. If you know what the blanket is, if you know, you know. But I've talked about it so much, so you can go back and look at past videos. So anyways, when you start that cycle with one person, they start it with another person, it's just these constant cycles then of where we're just being supportive of each other, giving to each other when and where we can, doing the best for each other, but also the best for ourselves too. We are connected, but we also have our own individual paths. But it's just like starting that cycle of, giving when you have something to give, and being open to receive when you don't have anything to give, and be thankful and grateful. And it just starts this amazing cycle that will go on forever and ever. And I think you create a better world that way. But there's a Russian proverb that says, if everyone gives a thread, the naked will have a shirt. We all have to do our part because we're all connected, which I already said. When some suffer, all suffer. Collectively, or our earth suffers. But when some are happy and prosperous, that can also be spread to all. So we can take care of each other. We're all humans and we're all earthlings. So just be, again, be compassionate. So our next image that we matched is the cat. There's the cat. And that's a short influence, so, within the next few weeks. I've been loving these puka teas. This is Tulsi that I'm drinking, or holy basil. An adaptogen. In my Cafe Du Monde mug. I love New Orleans so much. I will hopefully be back there very soon. That city is alive. So, back to the reading. So, cat. short influence within a few weeks. It's a symbol for hidden danger. It can refer to someone who seems like they're being charming, but can unexpectedly scratch you. So we have it in the first position, so just like right side up. So basically it's saying when you get this image, there's going to be somebody in your life that's going to charm you with kindness, which you'll yield to. Basically that's saying that just be careful that person isn't just charming you so you'll feel obligated to help them out in the future, or just do something that they want you to do, that'll benefit them. And that doesn't mean that it's something that won't also benefit you, or that you can only do something that will benefit you. But what I'm just remember that you always have a choice. So you can be aware that something like this is going to happen, but you always have the choice. And just because someone's nice to you, doesn't mean you owe them something. It doesn't mean you have to, yield to their desires. There's power. There's a great power in saying no. No, N-O, period, is a complete sentence. You have every right to say no and not have to explain yourself. So you have control. You have complete control over that. You can say yes if you choose to also, and that's also your choice. What you choose is your choice, and it should always be your choice. So, just because somebody's nice to you, basically, or charms you or butters you up, don't feel obligated to have to say yes to whatever their desires are. The next image that we got is the scythe. It's somewhere around there. It's purple. I'm probably just making you guys dizzy, but the scythe. So this is a life card. This is immediate to life. So this card can span your entire life. And it's just talking about fate and fate upsetting your life. There's forces outside of our control. The only thing that we are the only thing that we are in control of are our own choices, which is what I said earlier. But we're not in control of the outside forces that might enter our path. So like we can choose whichever path we want to choose, but we can't control what's going to happen to us on that path. We could be dealing with karma from past lives that we have to resolve, or just, there's just a multitude of things, and it's all lessons, but, we don't have control over those lessons. But we are supposed to learn them, whichever path you choose to walk down. So we have it in position 4, which again is reversed. So in that position, it's saying basically that there's going to be a quarrel. And this card can also represent the end of the old, like a fresh start, out with the old, in with the new. So it represents a quarrel, and it's not going to be something that you start, but it's something that you're going to be involved in some way, or you're going to be dragged into. Just always remember, it's been a big theme of this reading, is to listen. Just listen more than talk. Listen and learn something. Learn how to respond instead of react. It's so important. Our initial reaction might not be our truest self coming through. We initially react just based on our own agreements and our own ideas that we have about things and situations. So just listen so that you can formulate a solution or the best response to come back with. Be solution oriented. Let things come out into the open so that they can be talked through. There's so much power in words, and just being able to, whatever this quarrel is, like maybe it's something that somebody needs to get out of them, and something that needs to be talked out and talked through. So just be open to that. Listen. You'll be a better person for it. You'll learn something about yourself, about the other person. And that's so important. To constantly be learning and growing is just the most important thing. Okay, so then now we are on to the final card, which basically this is like the most important card. It's a card that sums everything up, and it is basically, you're supposed to read every image. Doesn't matter if they're connected or if there's a match or not. You read every image on the card in the position that it's in, which is supposed to be kind of the current situation, and then also in position 1, which is supposed to be the outcome if you kind of listen to what the position it's in is telling you and whatever it means to you. So this is what the last card looks like. It's important to keep it in the position that it's in unless you have a match, and then you would flip it. So the first image is the boy, and I love getting the boy because it makes me think of my brother Alex, because the number associated with it is 13, and that's how old he was and will forever be. And it just represents like a childlike adventure, a playfulness, just, fun-loving, just youth, and just being kind of like carefree and just silly, and that is like so what my brother was. So this is like always the Alex card to me. So this is immediate to short. So this is like something that could have just happened or is like going to happen soon. And again, this card represents a sense of adventure. Just reminding us to let go of our adult roles, and just seek a more simple, seek out the more simple pleasures in life, things that make us happy. It's a reminder to stop and just remember what makes us truly happy, and let go of all the other stuff, even if it's just for the time. So we have it in position 2, which just says that you're going to find yourself in pleasant company and have a good time. So again, this could have already happened. Like for me, I feel like it just happened. So for you, like it could have, it could be coming up soon. That you're going to find yourself in really pleasant company and just have an amazing time. Yeah. So, basically like an unexpected gathering or something that's already planned, that's gonna allow you, basically like it's gonna just allow you to get out of your head and just enjoy just life and enjoy yourself and the time that you have here. It's just gonna be a reminder, just telling you to relax. There's not gonna be any repercussions. You can be free. You can be free to have fun and just live your life and enjoy yourself. Nobody else can control your mind or your body. Definitely not your mind unless you give them that power. So that power is always yours to take back, though. So free your mind and just relax and just enjoy life, and don't take yourself so seriously all the time. Have fun. Something good and fun and positive is coming for you. So, and if you listen to that, heed that advice, and just let yourself be free and enjoy. In position 1, it's saying that travel's possible in the near future. So great time to take a trip, plan something near or far. It can be super local, just something new maybe that you haven't done before. and go with a sense of adventure. Just remain open to the possibilities. See where the road takes you. I go on a pilgrimage every year, and just in all my adventures, I always try to stay really open. I don't try to plan everything out. You can't plan your whole life out, because again, like, all you are in control of are your choices. There's already, a path for your life. So, and your job is to learn the lessons that are on that path. So, don't plan so much. When you allow yourself to be a little bit more free, like, you will be so amazed at the possibilities and so amazed at the people you meet and the experiences you have. And again, like, going back to that first card, we have to let go of that fear mentality, because fear will control us, and you are free again. So you're free. You're free, unless the thought police come after you. Then you're free. I mean, I laugh, but who knows? I think I laugh because it's so close to being true, but which is crazy, but we can change that. We have the power to change all of that through our choices and through the way that we project ourselves. So plan that trip, have fun. All right, so the next image we got is the road, which it's so cool that we got all these, the road next to the boy, because the road also symbolizes travel, or a great time for travel. It's a middle to life card, so a few months to the rest of your life. It's basically saying that your path in life, this card is like representing your path in life, and it's one of the best pictures for travel that could come up. So basically, if you're taking the advice from the boy card and just, being free, and you'll be able to go on an adventure, and it's going to be a really great time for that. Everything is going to be good. It's going to be like the perfect conditions to do this. Everything's aligned. We have it already in position 1, so it's just saying a happy road lies ahead. Your life is going great. Everything's aligned. Just let go, and let God release, surrender. You're gonna be fine. Ask yourself what you're so afraid of in the first place, really. Get to the core of it. Get to the core of it, not just what you think it is. Explore all the possibilities. So the next image is that of the sun, and it isn't immediate to middle, so could have already happened or happening soon, next few months. It represents warmth and strength of character. The sun is what makes all life on Earth possible. If we didn't have the sun, we literally, we couldn't exist. Plants, animals, nothing could exist without the sun. It's the life force, the yang, the male. The yang is the male energy. It keeps evil away. It's the inner flame that burns within. It affects everything around us. That's why, again, we have to project positive from within, and that's going to affect our everything that is basically in our orbit. You have the power to change your flow. I've said that before. That power lies within you. You can change your energy to project positive changes just in your life. Change your mind and change your life. Change your thought processes. Change the way you the way that you think about things. The way that you let things affect you. And that's, again, learning to respond instead of react and be constructive. That's something I learned from Teal Swan. She's a great like figure in the spiritual world, or the world of spirituality, I should say. Um, she's really wise. So, listen to, or just, it's a good idea to learn things from all different types of people, not just figures in the spirituality world, but there's all sorts of people in this world that are really projecting positive. And again, even if you don't 100% believe in their views, like, that's okay, but you're just here to learn. So yeah, learn how to change your mind and change, it's a process. It takes time. You have to remind yourself. You have to catch yourself in the old thought patterns and say, whoa, like, stop. Stop yourself. Allow yourself to feel and release whatever the thought is that you're thinking and feeling, the feeling that you're feeling, release it and try to turn it into something more positive, something more constructive at least. And you will see immediate changes in your life if you allow yourself to do this and to live this way. It's instant. So, okay, so we have it in position 2. And it's basically saying you're the master of your life. The light is within you. Nobody can help or hurt you but you. And that's so true. Yeah, the light is within. God is within you. That's why you have to love yourself, make yourself happy, and go within. You can solve your problems because you already know all of the answers. You came here with all the answers. So you're learning the lessons, but the answers that you need and the way forward is within you. So get close to yourself, get connected with yourself. You already know what you want, and what you want to do. So go deep within yourself and find the answers. When you're happy with yourself, everything else in your life will just work out. So that's the position that it's in. So, taking that advice, in position 1, it says you're at your best. You have everything you want and need. Everything that you could ever want or be, you already have and are. That's an I Heart Huckabee's quote. Yeah, that just means like it's already within you. It's already within you. You just have to be willing to take that journey inside of yourself. Get to know yourself. People are really scared of that because I think we hold on to a lot of things from our past that we're afraid to look back on, or even things that we might have done to other people that again, it's fear. It's fear that's holding us back. So I think just generally we need to be able to release that fear, to pause, turn off the TV, stop feeding into it, and remember who we are and where we came from. Remember that we are God, we are divine, and we can have a whole different outlook on life and the world. So the final image is the dog, which is a middle to life card, so a few months to the rest of your life, and it represents dogs are loyal. They're known to be loyal, and it represents your relationship with your friends or a friend. This is already in position 1. It's basically telling you that you have a faithful and constant friend. There's someone that you can rely on. Don't take that for granted. Be grateful. Always be grateful for the people in your life that are really supporting you and there for you, and support them back and, project that back onto them. Don't ever take it for granted. Give thanks. Give thanks when you go and reflect within, when you talk to God. To me, that's talking to God because God is within, but however it is that you talk to your source, to the creator, to great spirit, to the universe, Always give thanks for those in your life that who are truly there for you and on your side. Start a gratitude journal. I've been doing one for a couple years now. I actually had to just start my second one because I filled up the first one. Every day, every morning when I wake up, I write just one thing that I am grateful for upon waking up. It could be just, I'm grateful that I woke up today. You know, I'm grateful to be alive. Basically, it's just, you can find one thing in your life that you can be grateful for. If you can find that one thing, like, that can lead to a more positive way of thinking. So find that one thing, write it down, and then write down your goal for the day, whatever that goal might be, whether it might be just something you need to get done, you know, like something just physical that you need to get done. It can be a spiritual goal. It can be, you know, whatever your goal is for that day. You know, whether you want to stop and listen more, talk less, whether, you know, you need to get all your chores done, whatever that is. So do that right when you wake up, and then before you go to bed every night, just write the best part of your day. What is the best thing that happened to you today? And again, it's just like the first part, just finding just one, even if it's the tiniest little thing. If you had a piece of pizza and it was so good and it just made you so happy in that moment, that can be the thing. Or it can be something really, really big, like you met your soulmate or something like that. Just it's just about finding the one thing that brought you joy and happiness in that day. Joy is my word. So I always have a word that I work with, that I work through. And it previously was release. A client of mine gave me a giving key necklace with the word on it. And I feel like I still, you know, I think that every day, with every new situation, you know, everything that comes at you on your path, there's always something you're going to have to work through and release. So we're constantly doing that. But I feel like now my word is joy. And I went to this retreat in Topanga. It was amazing. It was Max Ribner played. And it was like a yoga meditation kind of thing. And there's people that do these bracelets. It's kind of like Giving Key, but it's called My Intent. I think that's what it's called. myintent.org. So basically, yeah, they stamp like a word, whatever your word is, and they ask you what your word is, and then also like why you chose that word. So I said that I chose joy because when I am living my best life as my highest, most authentic self, when I am really connected to my inner self, like I just feel pure joy. I feel like nothing can touch me. I'm protected. I'm just in this state of just joyfulness. And I also was told by an intuitive, interestingly enough, before, it was the same day at that event, and I had a intuitive reading with him, and he had told me in the reading that he just saw I should be wearing a charm on my left wrist to just remind me of my worth, and that I'm enough, and that I'm beautiful, and that I'm loved, and I am love, and just all those things that we need to be reminded of sometimes. And you know, he told me that, and I didn't have this bracelet. I hadn't picked up my bracelet yet. I kind of just didn't think about it until I was telling somebody else about the reading, and I was like, oh, interesting. I'm wearing this on my left wrist, this bracelet that I got at the end of the night that says joy on it, that reminds me of what I feel like when I am, you know, living my most authentic life. So yeah, he was spot on with that. Jeff Baumberger, yeah, he's awesome. You should follow him on Instagram. He does live intuitive readings, and he has all sorts of really awesome, just really awesome info, and yeah, he's a good person to follow. So check him out. But all right. So to basically sum up this reading, just sum up, just asking, if we're gonna get through this, basically. I just feel like this was a really positive reading. And positive and negative, it's all perception, but I perceive this to be a very positive reading. I feel like a lot of the cards were tied to luck and fortune. And that means, like, you have to put the effort. The horseshoe one, which was the first image that we got, is talking about success, but you have to make the effort. You have to show that you're open to receive that and not just expect things to fall in your lap. But I think if we're open to receive and we do the work, like, there are so many good things coming our way. They're always coming, and this reading, I feel like, confirms that. Like I said before, change your mind and change your life. Thoughts are things, and it's all about what you project out there. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have a negative thought. Everybody, even the most positive person in the world, has negative thoughts, negative emotions. But we have to go back to that word of release and just allow ourselves to feel and think these things, and just ask ourselves why and where they're coming from, and reflect on that, and then let it go. Let it go, and turn that thought into a positive one. And people tend to have this mindset of but I'm just one person. We talk about the collective consciousness, we talk about changing the world, and people say, well, yeah, I want to do these things, but I'm just one person. What can I really do? But guess what? There's a lot of people who are just one person. A lot of people have that same thought. That same thought process of it's just me, what can I really do? So imagine if all those one persons did those things. Collectively we could change the world. Together, we're coming together, even if we don't realize we're coming together, because we're all connected. We can make positive change in the world. And it doesn't take every single person to do it. It takes enough of the collective consciousness to make a positive change. And it all starts within. It literally only takes one person, because it starts with going within and talking to yourself and finding yourself. Last thing, and I know I've kept you kind of long, I really was trying to, I thought if I made some notes, then instead of just reading directly from the guidebook, that I would shave off some time, but I am just a talkative person. So, if you've stuck around this far, and it's starting to get dark in here, so hopefully I can see this okay. Actually, I'm going to turn the light on, so give me a second. Okay, that helps a tiny bit, but it helps me at least see what. So I'm just going to read you some passages from this amazing book, The Four Agreements, by Don Miguel Ruiz. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but it's Toltec wisdom. They're really easy reads and so powerful. It's kind of up there with Paulo Coelho for me, and just the things that I learned from these books. But this is The Four Agreements. Is amazing. It's life-changing. I really, really recommend that you read this. So I'm just going to read you a passage from just talking about heaven on earth. You have the power to create hell, and you have the power to create heaven. Why not dream a different dream? Why not use your mind, your imagination, and your emotions to dream heaven? Using your imagination and your new eyes of perception, I want you to see yourself living a new life, a new dream, a life where you don't need to justify your existence, and you are free to be who you really are. Imagine that you have permission to be happy and to really enjoy your life. You're not afraid to ask for what you need, to say yes or no to anything or anyone. Imagine living your life without the fear of being judged by others. You have no need to control anyone, and no one controls you either. Imagine living your life without judging others. You don't have the need to be right, and you don't need to make anyone else wrong. You respect yourself and everyone else, and they respect you in return. Imagine living without the fear of loving and not being loved. You are no longer afraid to be rejected, and you don't have the need to be accepted. You can say, "I love you," with no shame or justification. You can walk in the world with your heart completely open and not be afraid to be hurt. Imagine living your life without being afraid to take a risk and to explore life. You're not afraid to lose anything. You're not afraid to be alive in the world, and you're not afraid to die. Imagine that you love yourself just the way you are. Only love has the ability to put you in that state of bliss. Being in bliss is like being in love. Being in love is like being in bliss. You are floating in the clouds. You are perceiving love wherever you go. It is entirely possible to live this way all the time. Once you feel what it means to live in a state of bliss, you will love it. You will know that heaven on earth is truth, that heaven truly exists. Once you know that heaven exists, once you know it is possible to stay there, it's up to you to make the effort to do it. Life can be very easy when love is your way of life. You can be loving all the time. This is your choice. You may not have a reason to love, but you can love because to love makes you happy. Love in action only produces happiness. Love will give you inner peace. It will change your perception of everything. You are attached to the judge, attached to the victim. Suffering makes you feel safe because you know it so well. But there is really no reason to suffer. The only reason you suffer is because you choose to suffer. If you look at your life, you will find many excuses to suffer, but a good reason to suffer you will not find. The same is true for happiness. The only reason you are happy is because you choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice, and so is suffering. Maybe we cannot escape from the destiny of the human, but we have a choice to suffer our destiny or to enjoy our destiny, to suffer or to love and be happy, to live in hell or to live in heaven. What's your choice? I finally understand what it means to choose happiness. So, until next time, namaste. Thanks for watching.